All right, let's jump right into this explainer covering the Microsoft AB-730 AI Business Professional Exam. If you're looking to prove your expertise in using artificial intelligence to completely transform your daily workflows, well, you're in the exact right place. Today, we're unpacking the official study guide and we're zeroing right in on the absolute core of the exam. And honestly, it's the core of your future career too, managing prompts and conversations. Here's our game plan for today. We'll start with Part 1, the AB-730 AI exam. Then Part 2, creating effective AI prompts. Part 3, the prompt lifecycle explained. Part 4, managing your AI conversations. And we'll wrap up with Part 5, logistics and study resources.
Okay, Part 1, the AB-730 AI exam.
So what exactly is an AI business professional? Basically, as a candidate for this certification, you're expected to know how to use AI to make informed business decisions, and you do all of this without building custom apps or writing a single line of code. It's really designed for the modern professional. Think of it like this. This certification proves you've evolved from a manual content creator into an AI-assisted director. The exam completely assumes you already have a solid foundation in Microsoft 365. You're comfortable in Outlook, Word, Teams, PowerPoint, Excel, the whole shebang. You already know the pain of staring at a blank screen trying to draft a sensitive email or manually summarize a meeting. But now, you're stepping into a world where you use agents and Microsoft 365 Copilot to do that heavy lifting way faster and way better, freeing you up for the high-level strategic thinking.
Now think about this number for a second, 40%. The domain of managing prompts and conversations makes up roughly 35 to 40% of your entire AB-730 exam score. That is a gigantic chunk of your final result. While you absolutely need to understand generative AI fundamentals and the basics of drafting business content, almost half of your success on this exam hinges entirely on how well you can actually talk to the AI and manage those ongoing interactions. It essentially proves that in today's workplace, interacting effectively with artificial intelligence is the new equivalent of coding. Because if you can't instruct the AI properly and manage its outputs, well, the underlying technology isn't going to help your business outcomes at all.
Moving right along to Part 2, creating effective AI prompts. You've got to know not just how to craft a solid context-rich prompt in Microsoft 365 Copilot, but you also have to know how to choose the right work files, emails, or data to actually ground that prompt. The study guide heavily emphasizes that you must understand how context affects Copilot's responses. The AI needs to know exactly what you're talking about, right? Otherwise, you run the risk of getting super generic answers or, even worse, AI hallucinations. Are you referencing a specific Excel spreadsheet for Q3 revenue, a particular web page, maybe a previous Word document with your corporate brand guidelines? Pinpointing and attaching the exact right resources is absolutely non-negotiable. In practice, this means knowing how to use that / command right in the chat box to quickly recall that exact Q3 earnings report. Once you do that, Copilot isn't just guessing anymore. It's analyzing and generating text based strictly on your actual proprietary data.
Which brings us to Part 3, the prompt lifecycle explained.
So this progression, save, schedule, and share, is exactly what the exam measures. You have to know how to save your prompts for later, schedule them to run automatically, and share them with your team. Put this in a real-world business perspective for a second. Let's say you spend 20 minutes engineering the absolute perfect prompt to generate a highly detailed weekly management summary from a totally messy dataset. You do not want to rely on your memory to type that complex prompt from scratch every Friday morning before your coffee even kicks in, right? The exam tests your ability to take that ad hoc prompt and turn it into a reusable system. You need to save it as a durable asset, schedule it so the summary is reliably waiting in your inbox when you arrive, and share it with your colleagues so the whole team benefits from your workflow. It's all about scaling your productivity.
Let's shift gears to Part 4, managing your AI conversations. You have to master these 4 key conversation management targets to prove you can keep your AI workspace organized and efficient. Let's be honest, it is incredibly easy for your Copilot history to quickly turn into a digital junk drawer full of random, half-finished thoughts and queries. The exam ensures you know how to maintain some order. You've got to know how to search past threads to find exactly what you need when your boss asks a super specific follow-up question 2 weeks later. You have to know how to delete sensitive or completely irrelevant chats to keep your workspace clean and secure. And you definitely need to know how to rename your active threads from those generic, unhelpful titles to specific things like Q4 marketing strategy, so they're actually useful to you at a glance.
Now there is a distinct jump here from basic cleanup, like deleting or renaming, to advanced organization. And specifically, that means pulling a valuable conversation into a notebook. This is where the magic really happens. Think of a notebook or a Copilot page as a durable, multiplayer canvas. A standard chat window is usually pretty transient. It's a place for quick back-and-forth brainstorming. But when you strike gold and the AI hands you a phenomenal project outline, leaving it buried in a chat thread is just a waste. Moving those insights smoothly from a transient chat window into a persistent workspace shows that you're actively building long-term business assets. It proves you aren't just chatting with an AI for fun, you're collaborating with it to create enduring value for your organization. So make absolutely sure you fully understand this specific workflow before exam day.
And finally, Part 5, Logistics and Study Resources.
Let's do a quick lightning round on these facts so there are zero surprises on test day. First up, you need a score of 700 or greater to pass and earn the cert. Second, look, technology moves fast, but keeping your status active is super easy. You can renew the certification for free every single year through a simple, unproctored online assessment right on Microsoft Learn. And finally, accommodations. You can easily request an extra 30 minutes if the exam hasn't been localized in your preferred language yet. Microsoft also has a very straightforward accommodation process if you use assistive devices or need extra time for any other reason. The takeaway here is don't let the logistics trip you up. Just know the rules of the game before you sit down for the test.
Microsoft heavily recommends getting real, hands-on experience before taking the exam. You definitely want to utilize their free self-paced learning paths, the exam sandbox, and the official practice assessments. Reading the documentation is a fantastic start, but there is simply no substitute for building that actual muscle memory. You need to open up Microsoft 365 Copilot, physically save a prompt, rename a chat, and pass data to a notebook. And the exam sandbox is incredibly helpful for this. It lets you explore the exact testing interface and click around totally safely without the fear of accidentally sending an AI-generated email to your entire company. It gets you completely comfortable with the testing environment, basically eliminating any interface anxiety on the actual day of the test.
So, with the most crucial 40% of the exam completely demystified, it is time to hit those study resources. But I'll leave you with this final thought. Getting the AB-730 certification proves you know which buttons to click today, for sure. But how will mastering these AI conversations fundamentally change the trajectory of your career tomorrow? When you stop seeing AI as just a novelty and start treating it as a core collaborator, your entire professional ceiling raises. Go get hands-on, build up that AI intuition, and I know you'll absolutely crush the exam.